Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another fine edition of The Classic Quest. It's your boy HSR.
And it's your boy Chris Chrome.
And your lady friend Bonnie.
Anyway, so Chris, please introduce the album we are getting into this week.
So for this week, we decided to go with Bone Thugs and Harmony, E.1999 Eternal.
This is a good album.
Yes.
All right, so you know how we do on Classic Quest. Bonnie, tell us when you encountered...
Last week.
You never heard of them
Well,
before?
I never heard of them, but then as I listened to it, the controversial song, or I guess the one that we couldn't figure out, or I couldn't figure out, the Crossroads, that one I had heard before.
Okay, and you, Chris?
Thuggish Ruggish Bone, I knew back when it came out. I knew.
Chris, that came out when you were like.
Well, not
born.
when it came out, but like.
Like you were born and that came out.
Right.
So
No.
when you heard it.
I also actually heard of them growing up as well. They were making music and stuff, so I followed them.
Fair enough. I met Bone Thugs, really got into them around 2010, and they were just the coolest thing I found in music, man. They're the fast styles, the harmonized vocals, the crazy beats.
It's not the same as what we've already listened to before, that's
Bone
for sure.
Thugs is a very cool blend, and
really cool.
When I started getting into rapping, they were a huge influence for me in light of the crazy talent. Like, if you want to get better, do a Bone Thug song and try and do each thug. Like, it's hard. It's just not easy to do all the thugs in the same song, is what I'm trying to say. Yep. So after practicing, it's really good if you're into the fast flows. They're one of the earlier pioneers of the fast flow. I don't want to say they're the first, but earlier pioneers. They're fucking great. I like Bone Thugs a lot.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Definitely not what you think it's going to be, just by, looking at them, I guess. They don't seem like... Or, they seem so, gangster, and they're still really gangster. We all know that. But, they're really unique. They're sort of
it's almost like
the
you
Four
can
Seasons
tell
or something.
That, a lot of these guys might have, started in a church choir or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Bone Thugs did not leave the church choir behind. They just brought it right into their music and added a lot of cool elements.
Well, they harmonize. So.
The fact that they're
a cappella.
At this time, I believe there was 4 of them officially in the group, and then the 5th one, Flesh and Bone, had not formally been signed to Ruthless. So he's on the album, but not really in the group. And with the 4 members, each of them having a distinct voice, it really added a lot of crazy blends. And having so many people in a group, it's almost like how Wu-Tang got away with having a giant empire, having so many distinct personalities with it. So it also allowed for them to create a longer album and not have it get boring, whereas maybe some of the one-guy groups are stopping around 12, 13 songs because they can't keep it running with the same power.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right.
Now, which is more impressive? I don't know. I'm leaning towards the one guy, but I have a special place in my heart for Bone Thugs. I think Notorious Thugs with Big E featuring Bone Thugs. We'll get to that on the Classic Quest for sure. It's one of my favorite songs. These guys are dope. But what did you guys think of the album cover for E.1999 Eternal and the name? Because they kind of go together to me.
Yeah.
Well, I actually kind of liked it. It was very representative of where they came from, their block, their corners, so where they grew up. So it was actually really cool how I got this feeling of it's a lot about them, obviously, a lot about where they come from and how they started and how they're gonna get up there. So it was actually, I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool because, the cover is sort of the 4 guys on one side and kind of Bones and, I guess essentially what looks like hell, sort of on the other side. And then you've got, the street corner signs in the middle, sort of, falling over. And so one's saying East 1999 and the other one's saying Eternal. And so I guess that's... you kind of have your choice. It's you can either be here or be in hell, and these are your choices, and death is maybe imminent. It's kind of scary. It's obviously representative of where they're from. And,
it's really cool. I found it really inspiring. On the back of my EP cover that I'm going to release soon is my street corner, because I was inspired by their street corner, and... Cool. It was directly this album cover that hit me. I don't know. This is a really great album. I've listened to it many a times, but never really studied it before. All right, you guys want to get into it because it's fucking long?
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's start with the introduction then.
Myself, been sleeping
So we're starting with the introduction, and that's a da. So this song is pretty intense and kind of scary sounding a little bit at the beginning. I don't know about you guys.
I think it's like you can tell that Bone Thugs has an obsession with the horror side of things.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a scary, like, horror killer type of voice.
Type sounding
that you're
feel
hearing.
to it, yeah.
Like projecting their reality in some creepy way. And so Busy Bone is backwards. He's not even forwards, and it's hard to understand what the fuck's going on there.
Well, apparently if you play it backwards, it's some sort of, like, demonic meaning or something like that.
There's lyrics for it on Genius. And I
no, not for the backwards part. I don't think so.
I couldn't find... No, because the lyrics on Genius, I couldn't fucking find in the song. So I think it's that, and then... I don't know. And then it gets into it, and everyone kind of introduces themselves a bit, and the beat's kind of weird. The DJ guy, and to be fair, it's the same guy, DJ Unique, I think it is, for the whole album. He does have a couple of friends sometimes help him, but it's more or less him, which is good, because he basically keeps this horror theme throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And,
well, it suits very well with the album covers, so, I mean, it gives you a nice little vibe with how the album's going to feel as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, compared to some of the intros I've heard, the fact that this is a full song, it's not just like an intro, it's like the introduction to them. It was one of the weaker songs on the album to me. I didn't really, I wouldn't really go back and listen to this unless I was giving the album a full run through, so I give it a 3.5 on 5.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I want to get into their flows on other songs. I don't want to talk about their flows as much here, because I'm like, there's less to talk about that's cool, and each thug appears and does their little thing and bounces out. And it's shorter verses. It's just kind of an introduction, you know?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I also gave them a 3.5 because it is sort of just like getting to meet them and that, you know, they're high, they're badasses, they're gangbangers, they're from Cleveland. You know, so they've kind of touched base with a lot of things. And
it's like we're going to summarize what all the other songs are going to be about quickly here for you right now. But it serves its purpose. Look, I get it. That's an introduction.
It does.
Yeah.
Actually, I gave it a 4 on 5. I really liked the introduction part, the demonic feeling vibe. How they captivated their surroundings around them. Like, that was actually really cool. So, because the rest, I've listened to Bone Thugs. I've heard them, so I know somewhat how they go. Huh?
I know what they become.
Right. So, their verses are pretty cool. They're all on point. They're all on flow. So we'll get into that during the album. But
it's just there's better ones to talk about, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. You might just want to move on to E.1999.
Yes, I do. Okay, so now we're moving into more Bone Thugs. You got a proper harmonized chorus. The various, I think, does this one have all of the thugs on it? I wasn't sure because not all of the thugs are on every song. So it's got Crazy. It's got Busy. Who else? I think it
definitely got Lazy.
It's got Lazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Wish and Flesh. I find that like Lazy, Crazy, and Busy are like the main thugs, and then kind of Wish and Flesh hop on a little less. And they all come in. So Busy Bone's going to have the high-pitched, crazy, intricate flow on almost any song. Like, his flow is...
Who I find sounds kind of like HSR over here.
I don't know. I've never heard that in my life.
Especially on like a couple of songs I found. But
moving on.
Anyways.
I mean, I like studied Bone Thugs growing up. So if I kind of sound a bit like them, it only makes sense. And you got Crazy Bone, who's got the deep voice, and he's very fast. I would say he's maybe like the quickest one of them all, but his flow's very constant, a little more like the twist of flow.
I really like Crazy Bone.
Then you got Lazy. Now, Lazy's got the cleanest voice. Like, you don't actually need to read lyrics to understand Lazy. You definitely need lyrics for like a bit of Busy and a bit of Crazy, especially when they go faster on later albums. But Lazy, it's just pure clarity. It's great. And then there's
they suit the personas very well. Like Crazy Bone goes crazy on it.
Yeah,
I don't really know how Busy Bone would be. Well, I guess he's kind of busy on his flow.
I guess
always changing
Explain
it. And
Flesh and Bone.
Because he's raw, flesh and bone.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah, explain Wishbone. He wishes
Well,
he
he
could
has
rap
a-
as fast
There
as
we
he
go.
can.
There we go.
He
There
has
we
like
go.
a deeper.
I've never been a
sound.
big Wishbone fan. I feel like he
I
struggles.
love Wishbone the
He
show.
struggles to keep. That's a good show, but he like struggles to keep up with the other Bones. He can't go as fast, and you can tell. But he sings really well, and I do like what he brings in the harmony side. And then Flesh and Bone, I can only tell it's him because he's not one of the other guys, and I haven't figured him out as much yet. He was in jail a lot, wasn't part of most of the Bone Thugs that has come out, but he is around on this album.
Yeah.
Anyway, all that to say, E.1999 kind of presents us to them, their obsession with cocaine.
Well,
and
actually,
smoking
it
pods.
also gives me this feeling of their actual like street.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
Like
it
where
gives
they
them
come
their
from.
city, right? But it's like
Exactly
literally just
where
their
they
street,
are.
like their block. My block's got this. My block's got guns. My block's got drugs. Like it was really cool. It was really
and as
cool.
we've
And
come
like
to-
they were saying, like if you want to find like the best drugs, you know where to find me. Like I'll be on like on St. Clair and East 99th Street.
and they rep this shit till they die. Like, and this is like, I think it's part of what makes them really hot is they're so loyal to where they come from and who they
Right.
are.
Yeah.
And
Right.
almost their entire album is to give a homage and to do what other rappers have done for their hood. To do what, let's say, NWA did for Compton, but do it for their block in Cleveland.
Yeah, because they definitely shout out Cleveland in like almost every song.
Right.
Uh,
But that's like
that's-
what every
that-
rapper would do, right?
Yeah,
But
but
it's
it's cool.
fair.
It's something new. It's like
Because
Midwest rap, and I'm enjoying it. I'm starting to
it's,
get used to the
it's-
sound.
These guys are all the fast guys come from. Tech Nine, Twista, all these guys come from there.
Cool.
And yeah, no, I think this song's a 4 on 5 though. The beat it's okay. The chorus is okay. The chorus really gets stuck in my head. Eternal 99. I don't remember the words, but it's got a really it hooks you like a proper hook.
Yeah.
But the verses again, this isn't one of the better ones on the album to me. It's okay. It's kind of like an extended introduction. It's like you got the introduction and then you got the next introduction on this song, which could have been the first song on the album for me.
Nah.
And I liked it a lot, but not the best.
Well, I actually really liked it. I also did give it a 4 on 5. It would have been a 5 on 5 if it wasn't the title song. And that's one of my things there. I was like, you made this the title song, but it wasn't as glorified as it could have been, personally for me. But I actually really liked
Okay.
it. The flows were crazy. I was really
Well,
impressed
it's like
on how they
half
did
the
it.
title song.
But that would explain why they did it.
It's cool. Like I don't want to take away from it. It's just not to me. It's not one of the better ones on this album.
But this was one of the ones that was one of their hits.
Yeah, it was. I think it's
Yeah.
because it's directly about where they're from. I feel like it's
Shouting
Dang,
out
homage
Cleveland, which had
thing.
never been done before.
but just because
like,
it's
and
a
specific.
hit doesn't make it one of the better ones on the album to
no,
me.
I'm just letting
There
the
was
world
no
know.
there was no music video for this. This is at a time where not everything got a video. I've noticed that the more gangster your song is, the less likely you get a video for it.
Maybe.
And it would have been a hard sell in 1995 with the political climate of hip hop to get the murder, drug, gang feel. Like, an interesting thing about Bone Thugs, just to put out here, it's that this is their second big album. Let's say they had their first successful EP, which dropped the one-hit wonder potential song, and then they moved on to this, which brings them forward.
And
so,
they proved that they weren't just one-hit wonders.
but they at this point do have some money. They're no longer where they are, so now they're kind of in this mindset of, if you fuck with me, I'll take you out. They're no longer real aggressors in this. They're trying to do their thing, make their money, and that's kind of the mindset they're bringing forth. But they live in this hellish nightmare of East 1999.
Yeah.
Right. I never
Anyway.
really felt like they wanted to actually do the stupid. Like they did do shenanigans. They were up to no good at points, but I felt it was like they always kind of had like a subconscious reason of why they were doing it.
And if I've learned anything about Cleveland, it's not a city that was ever rich. So I'm going to assume it has a lot of the same poor people problems that have existed in the other hoods.
But it's
Right.
cool getting to know a different place.
Yeah.
Just based off this one album, what's going on, and
Which is true, because I think most of the hip hop we've encountered so far has either been New York or either been Cali, and here, boom, it's something else.
yeah, I gave this one a 4 on 5. I thought it was good. I'm starting to get used to this sort of beat and the way that they sing and their style and everything. So it's cool. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. So the next track.
Well, I guess the concept remains eternal.
The underground, put them in the ground, they lay way down. Clear, stay down. I'm one of the thuggest motherfuckers in your city. And a bitch strap back, ride, ready to pap pap, in broad daylight. You
Okay, this song is really fucking great. This is the other half of the title, because Chris kind of was like making it sound like the title was E.1999, but no, it's E.1999 Eternal. So these two songs kind of presented, and this is like, well, first I learned that double Glock represents the 99, that is their street corner. So the whole time I've listened to Bone Thugs, I had no fucking idea that's what that meant. So double Glock is their hood, and look, lyrically, they kind of rap about more or less the same thing in like
every song.
Every fucking song.
Every song.
When it's not pretty much the same, okay. So from what I can tell, Wishbone's more of the real drug dealer of the group, right? Busy's kind of
Busy's like
a more
a
emotional.
Badass. No,
Yeah.
like he's the one that's like killing people and throwing them in dumpsters.
No,
and like,
Busy's up to no good.
Busy's like, but on the same time, throughout this album, Busy has kind of like a softer side. I don't really think I think he's very emotional. He's very romantic.
But he's also very direct and very also alpha.
Again, like, don't fuck with me, I'll fuck you up. Like a strong, dark, romantic type. Lazy's the biggest pothead on this album in the biggest way. Like, he is definitely the biggest weed smoking guy. It always seems to be like Lazy shows up with the weed at the end of the song in some way or another. And then, who's left? Crazy. Crazy's just fucking crazy. He's the one shooting fuckers and dropping them in bodies and shit, in my opinion.
No. But like literally based off of lyrics, that was said by Busy.
Yeah, but I'm saying in general, if we're talking about the flow, but that's them on almost every song on this fucking album.
Yeah.
But musically, so much changes, and they sing, and they have the flows, and it's the flows.
So
The
it's
way
sort
they
of like,
morph between the singing and the rapping is just completely different than anything you've ever heard.
And from what I understand, looking into some interviews with these guys in the past, they're one of the first to do this. There were people who sang, and there were people who rapped, and like they would have albums even where on this song they were singing, and on the next song they were rapping and shit. But nobody really blended it like this. And to add genuine harmonics into it with the different like,
fantastic.
they're almost like a
true
fucking
talent.
They're like an a cappella group
that
just decided to start fucking rapping one day.
Yep.
And anyway,
It's just weird.
but this beat was fucking cool, right? Because it kind of felt eternal, and it had like a less horror
The beat will
gloomy.
remain
Well,
eternal.
also, it's gonna remain eternal. That's what they wanted to like say, like.
But like just the
about this
music,
song.
right? Just the music. Without them, it felt so different compared to the last one. We start to see how there's more than just the gloomy horror side of it amidst the gloomy horror lyrics that come in. And I feel like they're almost horrorcore with it. Like they're trying to paint this dark, evil movie in your mind.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And the flows are just great. I mean, I don't know how to say it, but like in every song, they have the same flows, but not one verse is static to have the same flow. So literally every 3-4 lines, they're changing up their flows nonstop. And I've always thought it was the craziest. They're one of the best at this in the game.
Yeah.
This song really showcases their abilities more than the previous two, in my opinion.
And that's the reason why they kept it eternal.
And that's the reason why this shit got a 5. Because this was
Wow.
a
Straight
great
up.
and fucking
Straight
perfect track.
I gave it a 4.5 because the only thing I didn't like was like that weird alien sound at the end that they have for what reason. I don't know.
Because they're painting their horror imagery for you.
I guess, but I don't know. This is just where we learn more about like their reputation, and that unfortunately it seems like a lot of them have, nothing to live for or nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And so like that's why they're scared. They're scary, I guess, to other people because they all have each other's backs. They're all ready and willing to die and like ready to like if you you cannot just mess with one of them.
So
because if you mess with one of them, you mess with the entire crew.
I would like to just interject here. Chris, this reminds me of a conversation we were having on the Gorillaz Humans review about the song Circle of Friends.
Right.
And you guys are calling it like lame hippie shit. I'm saying Bone Thugs understands what it means to have a circle of friends, and I was saying it's a necessity for the future. And I'd like to just drive home that what Gorillaz was saying with Circle of Friends and what Bone Thugs is saying here on Eternal is kind of the same thing.
I guess it just doesn't sound so hippy-dippy bullshitty.
Either way.
Yeah, but they're clearly
But you
saying
know what?
that
You know
they
what?
have each other's backs, and
So
like
they
that's
have
part of
a
why.
circle of friends.
We have to give it to him. He's absolutely right. Gorillaz did do a great song. I just found it hippy-dippy, and
He
that
was
was
being
it.
a hater. Anyway.
Fuck it, I'll be a hater on that.
What did you give this song, Miss
I gave
Bonnie?
it a 4.5.
Okay, so you can say that in the morning when cookies appear, Bonnie creeps and she came.
Now if you want a nigga, pick up your pump and bucket. But the bitch got to fuck it, nigga. Went to the bit for the bitch to the
last album was basically called Creeping on the Come Up or something like that. I might have said it wrong, but it's basically that. And here we're kind of paying homage to that album a bit. So we crept and we came. So we did all that. We're here now. We've established ourselves. We're not fucking going anywhere. The beat's really great. That chorus is fucking interesting.
Like, I don't know. I would have such a hard time learning this.
I would literally, like, if I had the lyrics in front of me, I could probably follow along with a lot of Bone Thugs at this point. But to just hear it and digest it, especially, I think that's Busy. And
Yeah,
Busy
it is.
speaks a lot with accents and patois, little things in the middle. And
This
it's hard.
is where I found he sounded kind of like you. Or you sound kind of like him.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear
I don't
it.
know. I just is so high pitched. I don't. It's hard to hit that register. Ultimately, I really like this track. It's lyrically, Bone Thugs.
Same
is-
shit, really quick stuff.
Except like the
they're really
twist
cool.
is. Like it's always like a little twist on it, right? Like in this song, it's look, now we're rich, we don't have to be doing stuff, but we're always prepared to be doing stuff. Like
Right.
that whole little chorus is we're always walking around ready to stick you if we have to.
Yeah, they're
And
just
then
thugs.
I think in this song, one of them drops the line about how they have to make $1,000 daily, and it just kind of shows that they're about profit. They're trying to create a business, an enterprise, and by any means. And so
Any means, and they mean it.
And that's the thing. It's like, so from where they're at, if they can sell music, great. But if they have to rob you to get your shit,
They have to
well,
rob you if they have to
it's
kill
the same
you.
thing to them.
It's just part of life.
And I get it. I understand the where they come from. I thought this song was fucking fun. I gave it a 4 on 5. It is not an epic, but it's a really great listen.
Yeah, there's something just so unique and different about their music. Like each song is so different from the other one. I gave this one a 4.5 on 5.
Nice. I actually gave this a 5 on 5. I
Okay.
really, really like this song. It kind of gave me the impression of Real G's Move in Silence. That whole vibe of like staying in the shadows, creeping around, and it
absolutely.
just came out and bang. So I was like, hey, that's a cool little metaphor
Like
for
they-
that.
No, but just based on that, you can tell that they're not fucking around. Like, these are guys who have lived a life of living
Oh,
in
yeah.
the shadows and pulled off a lot of what they're talking about. And,
Right.
And so, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. And especially in a song called Crept and We Came, where they're literally creeping around and shit. It's fucking great. But 5?
Yeah.
Well, it's a pretty good song.
Shut up. I actually
give it a
really
4.5,
like this
so.
song. I like how Crazy Bone goes, running for safety, we make it and chill. I like the way he does that. I like the way he carries it out. That's part of what you were saying before with the whole rapping and the harmonizing with the harmony. It's just, it's cool. It's actually just really, really cool.
All right.
Nice.
Fair
Solid.
enough. So let's go down 71 with the
Getaway.
Gateway.
I'm feeling water chilling, better in hailing in the ceiling. Ain't no telling where I'm gonna be dwelling. One is part of me, pick up a piece and shot at me. But I practice what I preach, the city just guns up.
So this is real gangster music.
This one was fucking great.
This is really
This
cool.
is one
Yeah.
of like the first, I'd say, true storytelling we get on the album.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
And so Busy does something. I don't.
He got caught doing some
Right.
of his
Busy's up to no
bad
good.
shenanigans.
And
Lazy's
so-
up to
They're
no
smoking
good.
Busy's
weed
been
at the
caught,
courthouse.
And Busy's been caught, and there's a little almost fuck the police court scene at the very beginning, and he's been sentenced to death, right? And so he's rapping his verse, telling you what happened, and it's great, man. And the beat's pretty solid, and it's like you're fucking enthralled into this story
Yep.
of Busy's criminal
Yeah,
activities.
captivated on the next
So
level.
now Busy's locked up, but Lazy and fucking Crazy, they ain't having none of that.
They have each other's backs.
So
Girl.
Lazy has one grenade and a bunch of guns and shit. He makes it clear that he's got that grenade though. Bust up into the police station
Because they are ready to do
and fucking
anything
breaks him
to
out.
get these guys out, to
And
escape.
uses the grenade and everything. Okay, so boom, they get out together, and then lo and behold, Crazy Bone comes in with the getaway, and they get in the car, and a bunch of crazy shit happens, but
Yeah.
they get away clean at the end. And I'm sitting there like, that was like fucking Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yep.
It's mad lyrics.
Except,
There's
like-
like police cars, like
And
guns shooting. Like it's incredible.
It
It's
really
just a
takes
crazy
you
song.
into the story too.
And the
like,
beat keeps changing to fit the motif and the
Yeah.
theme of what's going on. Like, it's
Yeah.
a truly, as Damon would say, theatrical fucking experience
it's
to
a
go through
crazy
this song.
cinematic audio.
look, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the obsessive, violent, and killing. I like some of the softer side of Bone Thugs, we can say, right? A little more. But this was truly magnificent. Like, I would have to listen to it several more times to even be able to comment on the intricacies of the flows and shit. But the flows are insane. They carry the emotion proper. It's like, fuck, man, this is a 5-on-5. This is a truly great example of what they can bring to the table.
Did you give it?
I gave it a 4-on-5 because I mean, I listen. Like, I thought it was really cool. Just not like the kind of thing that I would want to listen to all the time, but it sounds pretty cool. Like, I mean, it's got a great story. It's telling you what's going on. A shout out,
It's an epic fucking song.
to St. Clair. So they're shouting out to their block, and I don't know. It was pretty cool, pretty badass.
No, I gave it a 5-on-5. Straight up. There's no taking it away from that.
There's also one thing I've noticed about my experiences with Bone Thugs and Harmony, and this is gonna sound kind of haterish, but when Wishbone is not on the song, I kind of tend to like it more, and it's a lot easier to get into it because Wishbone often breaks it up a little bit, and I have to be really nice.
Well, his voice is a little bit more distinct than the others,
but his flow doesn't. Okay, look.
He can't go as fast
10 on
as
10
the other
flow,
ones.
No.
10 on 10 flow, 10 on 10 flow. Wishbone's like an 8, right? Like he cannot hit the 10.
That's what he's wishing for.
And so this does not have Wishbone. This is like a fucking 5. It's really strong. I really like it. Okay, so let's talk Mr. Bill Collector.
Don't call me Mr. Bill Collector, need a bit money, no ways up tonight.
Follow me, Mr. Bill Collector.
So yeah, that's the niche of this song is now they're Mr. Bill Collector, and if you fuck them over, they're gonna get their money and they'll shoot you and kill you and shit.
But
and
see, okay, hold on. I just want to state it though, as they say at the end of the song, they didn't want to kill him. He just ran away with the drugs.
yeah, no.
He just ran away
Well,
with
then
the
he
drugs.
had to kill them.
And
It's
it's
just
a
part of
matter-
life.
But they didn't want to.
But
That's
it's a
the
matter
thing.
of professionalism, right?
break the rules.
It's their fucking business, and they're basically saying here, look, we're all about the honesty and shit, and if you play right with us, we'll play right by you. But again, don't fuck with us, or we'll fuck you up. And if there better not be any money missing. Everything better be right, and everything better be proper. And we are not afraid to body you if you violate the rules, as they're describing over this track.
They will definitely kill you if they don't get what is theirs.
I just didn't like
Whether
it as much.
whether they've lent you the money, or if it was for drugs and like they're waiting on it.
They
and
fronted you a key and you
Yeah.
didn't pay it. All the things. Look, I didn't like it as much. It kind of like.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite.
Kind of like the first at the beginning. The chorus is really nice. By the end of the song, it kind of feels a bit obnoxious and. It just doesn't have the same like captivating nature as anything previous on this album. I liked everything before this song more than even the introduction. I liked almost more than this. I give this a 3.5 on 5 because it's an okay song. I get what it's trying to do. It's just kind of boring.
That's funny because I got something. I actually gave it a 5 on 5 directly because
What?
I found it to be really cool. It gave me this like, I deserve these bills. I deserve the money I'm making. I'm going out to make this money. It's like I am Mr. Bill Collector. I might not be, selling drugs or taking money like that, but I am working hard for my money, putting in the time.
But they also are definitely doing those things.
So,
as well.
I mean, I found it really cool that it was just like that kind of hype track to be that type of person who's making the money, who's getting the bills.
Yeah, but you're almost glorifying something that they're not glorifying.
You see, I don't look. I understand what they're trying to glorify, but I just take it from a different perspective. I'm not really trying to glorify what they're representing in the song. I'm trying to just. I saw it I know what it literally is, but I'm taking it on a different level.
I think
of just trying to get the money. They're doing it to make their money.
Okay.
Well, it's just don't fuck with them. If you fuck with their business, they'll kill you.
Yeah, they'll kill
So,
you.
I
They'll kill
guess
your
that
family.
They are very money oriented, and they're out there to get the money. But the by any means they've chosen is quite extreme.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's the wisest way to live life. It's a very desperate way to live life.
Well,
and if you can
again, they're
avoid
saying
it,
that they have nothing to lose.
exactly. And if you
Which
can
is
avoid
sad.
that, then it's a very admirable thing to avoid that if you can.
Right.
And it's not judgment, but to like look at that like, yeah, that's the way I want to live. I don't know if that's the point that anyone was trying to make with this song, you know?
No, for sure. For sure.
And this is a song where we have like that. So you got that kind of Asian tune.
No, isn't it from the Eric B. and Rakim tune?
That's what I thought. I thought it was kind of
I think
paying
I can
homage
check
to that as well.
The samples from
Yeah.
that.
Could be.
All
and then
right.
we hear like Wishbone in this song, and like just like his part, like immediately I was like, is he off key? Like there's something off about him, like
It's always
and what
the
he
case
does.
with Wishbone.
I gave this one a 4 on 5. It was okay. It was good. You know, they're tough as fuck, but yeah, it was all right.
All right. Budsmokers Only, please.
Yeah.
That is a weed anthem like
That
you
is.
don't
Yep.
hear very often. And it's
This is a
actually
song only for people who smoke weed.
and it's good. Okay, like they just have
Yeah.
these short little airy verses of their various love of weed.
It's straight to the point. It's all about rolling and smoking
Well, also
weed.
kind of like this little weed code of conduct of like sharing it between stoners.
And yeah, and then I think
He only wants to be with girls who smoke weed.
No, at the end, one of them is like, look, if you have weed, share it with me because you know how it is with me and my people. You come around and blunts are going to come around. So it's also selling weed karma. It's basically just an ode to weed with like one of those beats where it almost makes you feel high listening to the beat. And
Yeah.
it really accomplishes its fucking goal. It's really like, if you partake in the Buddha, as they like to call it, go get high and listen to this fucking song and you won't regret it. If you don't like weed, they didn't want you to listen to it in the first place.
Yeah.
So
So like they
go
don't
be
care.
a punk and listen to the song because it'll make you appreciate it differently. I give it a 4 on 5. I mean, it's really hard to go with a weed song and be like, this is the greatest shit ever. And I've heard better. So relative to weed music, it's a 4 on 5. It's pretty
Yeah.
great. They definitely understand the product, what it does, and how to make music for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also gave it a 4 on 5. Good song. It was straight to the point, really. More of shouting out Cleveland, just about them smoking weed and that they love it, they smoke a lot of it, and they always will. So too bad.
Great
Deal
flows
with it.
though. And what's really cool, okay, I just on the flow front, they kind of slow it down a bit, and it doesn't sound bad.
And I like the wind at the end. It was nice in the
Yeah.
ears.
It was really cool how they took the time to slow it down, but they also gave the little speed up again. I mean, that is guaranteed into their flow. Really nice weed track, really nice to vibe to. Again, like Holden said earlier, it's kind of hard to have like a best 5 on 5 type weed track, so I gave this a 4 on 5.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into some controversy as we talk Tha Crossroads.
Ah.
That she working on a plan to heaven. Follow the Lord on 24/7 days. God is who we praise. Even though the devil's all up in my face, but he keeping me safe and in my place. Say grace to the gates we race without a change to face it. Just
I'm
It was not that.
gonna kill my Uncle Kyle's, yeah. They should be kind in front of my home, but the little boo was wrong. So wrong, gotta stay on, gotta
Okay.
stay strong, better they
Okay.
come, better believe on, gotta so that
Okay.
you can stay
We
on.
good. And we good. And we
pray,
good. And we good.
Okay, so what happened with this song, the controversy I mentioned, the original album released with a song called Crossroad, or so I don't remember if it's plural or
Singular.
not.
Crossroad.
And, this was about a deceased comrade, and we'll get to that. It's going to be the last song we talk about tonight. But then Eazy-E died, and Terry died, whoever Terry is, and Boo died, and a few other, they were named in this song. So they decided to re-record Crossroad, almost like remixing it, basically crafting a new entire song.
I guess
They
it's
just kinda
dedicated to all the people
swapped
who
it out, and now
passed
this is
away.
on the album, and the other one is no longer on the album.
Where's
This one
Wally?
got the only music video off of it, where it starts off with some church singers coming in, and then it goes into Bone Thugs kind of being in their hood, walking around, and in the video, one of them dies, and you see them all just react, and like, oh shit, it actually happened to one of us, and
Right.
anyway, this song is beautiful. I've loved this song for like a fucking 8-9 years now. I mean, it's the Crossroads. You hear it, and you just kind of get this like misty, teary heart.
And,
There's
like,
so
this
much
is the one
pain
that-
in it.
This is the one that I had heard before, and I didn't
It's in-
realize
it's in
that,
a bunch
that
of
they were
movies.
going like. I thought they were going boom, 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 but they're going bone, 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 bone. I didn't know that.
It's bone, bone, bone.
Yeah, I thought it was
bone,
boom,
bone,
but it's
bone,
bone.
like Bone Thugs, Bone.
Yeah, I know that now. That's what
And
I'm
then
saying.
each of them kind of tells a little story of loss, often about the same people because they are.
Well, I
very
mean, they
close.
did have the connections, right? Everybody
then-
was like they had a bond with each
And
of
then,
these
like,
people.
Yeah.
It's very godly, right? Very much praying, like, and we pray and we pray and we pray and we pray, that kind of shit. And then, like, the idea is we're gonna meet you at the crossroads, you know, when
Between heaven and hell.
when we get there, you know, she won't be lonely, and like, you know, it almost sounds like, in some
It's really
degree,
touching.
there's like a
So many
desire
feels.
to die, to be with their fallen people that they miss. So
Well, I
so
mean, as
terribly.
they've shown in the earlier songs, they're got each other's backs. They're fam 100, you know?
But
The song
also,
is
like-
special, right? Like, this is so different. Like, first of all, this is the cleanest song on this album, right? Like, there is nothing sinister going on. That's probably why it got the video.
Yeah.
And it is just, it transcends almost the hip-hop genre, and it's so relatable. Anybody who's ever lost anybody could put this jam on,
Yeah.
this 1995 Bone Thugs and Harmony song,
Yeah.
any walk of life, any age, and you can probably find some like escape through it because of how amazingly composed it is. It's a fucking
It's a
vibe.
beautiful track.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite songs. I really love it.
Yeah. And it is mostly dedicated to Eazy-E, I think.
And Wally.
Well, Wally has his own song,
Yeah,
though,
but this is
anyways,
Wally
but
and
this is-
Easy and everyone now.
But really, I think it's dedicated because
Look,
they even show him
As
in
the
the
classic
video.
lyric of this
They
song.
show Eazy-E in the
And they
video
also-
as like an angel
And
in
then,
the sky.
but look, Wally, Easy, Terry, Boo, who came
Yeah, I
first?
know.
Wally. Then
Everyone
Easy.
knows Wally came
Then
first. He was on the
Terry.
original.
Look, I'm
I'm not trying to like
We're
say
not
that
trying to
one
diminish
death is better
anything
than
here.
another.
But yeah,
at
in
all.
the video, Eazy-E comes up in the end. It reminded me of that episode of The Simpsons where Bleeding Gums Murphy's in the sky. And that's
Okay.
what I pictured when that happened in the video.
It was a little weird and corny,
It's
but
because like they're just
okay.
discovering CGI and green
like
screens.
he's just like
and what can
standing
be
there
done
with like
it.
his sunglasses, like like in the sky, and you're like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's easy. No,
Like,
but
this
this
is
song,
weird.
this song really catches you in the feels, and
Yeah.
you should just go listen to it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it's a great song. 5 on 5.
Yep, 5 on 5.
All right, let's go into a gloomier thing and talk
Gloomier.
about Killa.
Killa, grave digger, scandalous nigga, less nigga, less nigga. So I had to put a slug in your chest.
This was cool.
I love this song.
This was short and
Short and sweet, but amazing.
and it just like you could just picture it.
Mhm.
Everybody.
So it's
so,
the
like-
whole group. It's all of them together, and it really shows that togetherness of like their crew,
harmony,
like and
their
but like
ability to
yeah,
flow.
and as like an a cappella group, like you could just see them like standing on like their corner, just kind of like snapping and just singing this song on the street and just like entertaining like maybe like their elders or something, you know.
It's really great.
Really
it's
cool.
short. It's sweet. I gave
It's
this.
66 seconds, so it's not very long, and
I
I
give it a-
definitely say go listen to this.
I gave it a 4 because I kind of wanted more. It was a little break, a little interlude. It didn't grow into anything, but for what it was fucking great. 4 on 5.
I gave it a 5 on 5. I loved it. I would definitely put this on my like, you know, add it to my list of music that I like. It shows variety. It shows something else,
it's
but it's
very
like a
vocal
group
driven.
effort, and I like that. You know, like you always know what I love when like you can feel like their friendships and stuff. And
Yes, we
you
can
know,
tell.
They
I
are
thought
great
it was
pals.
great. They
yes,
are
the
great
Bone Thugs
pals.
are pals.
And like some of them are related actually. But yeah, I thought it was really cool that they stuck with like their main topic that they sang about for everything, but made it totally
sound
different.
so nice and pleasant.
So like the topic has like a blender effect, but the music never does.
No, the music
Yes.
is always different.
And the blender effect, just to define people out there, is when you're reviewing shit and you're trying to find shit to say, but you've realized that every song kind of is
sounds
about
the
the same
same.
thing, and your comments on the songs would be kind of identical. And this could be like 10 perfect songs in a row. Like we're talking 10 tens in a row, but they all are about shooting
Listening
people.
to an album that's all exactly
and
the
so
same.
you kind of run out of stuff to say. So I have nothing to say about what they rapped about. They're killers. They're the same, but they made it sound beautiful, and their
Yeah,
music
each and
really
every time it's
does
different.
break it. On that note, let's talk about Land of the Heartless.
Welcome to the land of the Heartless.
It's the same shit.
It's Cleveland, turns out.
But the flows are ridiculous.
Yes.
We're talking
Yes.
proper chopping. We're talking all the way through. We're
Yeah.
talking very clear. Like, that's the thing is, it's look. So people have actually asked them, like when they came out, nobody understood their lyrics, but they developed this core fan base of motherfuckers who pre-Google would sit there with the headphones on.
Yeah.
Me killer, we do this.
And
go
figure
through it
out all the
entire way
lyrics.
through it. And I've watched multiple interviews over the last decade of them going on about this. And it's true. If you really do line by line,
That's how you
comb
know
over
you're a
it,
real fan.
you can figure out all the Bone Thug lyrics, even the busy and crazy ones that go crazy fast with some busy business happening.
Right.
I
They're very intricate when they go in and out, when they pop in and out of each other's flows. It's actually just very captivating to listen to.
the beat's okay. It's not the best beat on the
No,
album.
it's not.
No.
It's not. But
But
just the style and the way they do
Their
it. Is just
rapping
what
is
they're singing about.
fantastic.
We're rapping
But like
about.
for me, the best part of this is their actual talent showcased in their flows. I give this a 4. It's not a jam per se. It's just a really good peacocking, showing off talent song.
Yep.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4 as well. Same reason.
I gave it a 4.5. I mean, I thought it was really good, but again, same kind of feelings as I've had before. There's not really much change. It's
Get the
just
feeling
about
there's Bone Thugs in my
representing
mornings.
Cleveland.
I'm gonna have more Bone Thugs in the morning when I wake up.
Ew.
No, listen. when
The people don't need to hear about that.
When Bonnie likes stuff off the show in the morning when she's getting ready, she starts playing the most recent stuff she plushed, and that means Bone Thug stuff here must have been plussed, I'm imagining, which just means I'll be waking up to first of the month tomorrow, which is the first of the month.
First of the month, imagine that.
No, but that's not the next song. We'll get there. The next song is, in fact, No Shorts,
No Losses.
Somebody on Rap Genius was like, or it's now Genius. They dropped the rap. But somebody on Genius was like, this is a really, like, it's a gem of a song that doesn't get a lot of attention and blah. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give it the most open mind possible. And I was like, no, this is one of the worst songs on this album.
Yeah, it's not the best one.
It's not bad by any means compared to, let's say, hip-hop. It's pretty bad compared to E.1999 Eternal's general album list.
Yep.
No shorts, make sure nothing's short. No losses, make sure there's no losses. And then that's the general kind of spin on the overall global theme of this album.
Yeah.
The beat's a little slower and different. I love the bass-driven beat. I love how it's different. And they do rap within the beat. But it feels just weird.
I feel
off.
like, you know what, they kind of just did it because they were just kind of having to need another song a little bit. Not as like at the end, but they just kind of needed something to continue going to blend it. So
this is what we'd call fillers back in the day. That
Yeah.
would be like songs you put on in the middle of your album to fill it out between singles and hits, right? And I don't know if they intended this to be a filler. I think that with Bone Thugs, they were just like, we're
Everything
showcasing
is-
something completely different here. And when you're looking at something this versatile with so much distinction in terms of the different sounds, speeds, and tempos used, this is the lackluster song. It was bound to happen, I guess. It was not a perfect hit.
I thought it
gave
was
it a
about
3.
actual shorts.
Really? Really? Did you feel it was about shorts?
No, not until I started getting into it. But it's also that like they don't also take any losses to their crew because, they have each other's back so much as well. So it's also
Circle
about
of
losing money.
friends.
It's not Circle of Friends.
Circle,
Get over that
circle of
song.
friends.
And-
hippy dippy bullshit.
Oh. Well, anyways. So, I don't know. I gave it a 3.5 because it's definitely not the best,
I
but
give
it's
it a
still good.
3. This is pretty bad.
3.
It's boring. It's not that. Anyway.
I like it when they were singing without any of like the actual music at the end. I thought that was cool. It was more like a cappella-y.
It was pretty, but whatever. It's nothing like first of the month.
That's true.
There has
Wake up, catch your checks
never
and wake
been
up.
a song about the welfare check that is so amazing. Like, that's all this is. It's the first of
But
the
it's so
month.
good.
And it's just this celebration in the hood. Now, I come from welfare, And it really is that kind of celebration. It's that in Quebec, it's not
My
really
mom
the first.
used to deliver the mail, and she used to like people would be calling on the first of the month, calling the post office. They would be like waiting in their pajamas, like at the end of like their driveways for
Like, it's
like for their
big
checks and
deal.
stuff. So yeah, people get really excited.
And like here for like the hood, right? This means that now you can go. Everyone's like, I think the most striking lyric of this song is "Smoke a lot of weed on the first," right? And
Well,
I thought like
it's good for everybody. Let's
That's
just
what
say
I
the
mean.
first
It's-
is good for the
it's
whole ghetto.
on the first of the month. Everyone can smoke a lot more weed than normal. They can
Right.
party. They can get this on, and it's
So
it.
wake
This is
up,
it.
cash your checks, because
I mean,
they've got weed to smoke and they've got
on
weed
the
to
other
sell.
hand, it's a really fucked up situation in terms of what actually happens on the first of the month with welfare and shit. And it
Basically,
leads
all
to-
the government money is going into the hands of these guys.
well, not all of them, just them, but
A
people
lot.
like them. So, and they go get their drug dealers and they get all their chops and set up to do the rest of the month. And
yeah.
the sisters, watch the mailman. Nobody better snatch my check, and you got a lot of shit going on, and
Yeah.
it's a fantastic track, man. That chorus is just.
It's just a
Wake up,
celebration.
Wake up, wake up. It's
It's
the
just
first
it's a nice way to acknowledge welfare.
It's like I think
Well,
what
it's their reality.
It's like what Ice Cube was trying to do with "Today Was a Good Day."
Right.
Anyway, I love this song. It's a fucking 5. Even Wishbone does it proper on this one.
Good job, Wishy.
5 on 5. Like, there's nothing wrong with this song. This song defines shit. It is amazing.
Yeah,
No,
so good.
5 on 5.
I also gave it a 5 on 5. And this is I think probably one of like the songs where I'm starting to feel a little bit of that like California influence and vibe that they kind of have to their music because of Eazy-E and like
Ruthless.
hanging out maybe in LA. So I thought it was kind of cool. I really love this song. I'm definitely going to be saving this one.
Like I said, I'm going to be waking up in the morning and hearing first of the month. Isn't that what I did? Anyway.
Yeah.
So what I'm probably not going to hear, and I'm just gambling here, is the next track, Buddah Lovaz.
Yeah.
Hydro, we just can't let him in. I go, smoking that hydro.
Other weed song, that was a weed song. This weed song, they were really high.
Yeah,
and
they're
they
fine.
just said a bunch of shit.
Yep.
And this happened.
Yep.
Look, I never liked this song. I tried with an open mind. I still don't like this song. It's well made. If you're really stoned, I can see how you could float away to that beat.
Like toking that is part of the beat.
And
It's weird. It's cool.
It's a good deep psychology. Anyway, 3.5 on 5. I have very little to say. It's not even really rapping or anything. It's like not even really a chorus. There's just a lot of them floating in and out. So I guess it's like a good experience of being high, but I'm out. You
Yeah.
guys can talk.
This
3 on
one,
5.
yeah, 3 on 5 too. It has that Cali sound. Like even more now, it kind of has that whistle, the same like as like Snoop Dogg had like around that same time, like a little bit. And so I get that influence. But the song was pretty boring and it was long, so it didn't need to be that long. I gave it a 3.
Fair enough. Yeah, like I said, the beat is really the only thing to go to in this song. And not like their singing's bad or their flows are bad. It's just they really sounded high and scattered compared to the well-composed and highly disciplined nature of the rest of the album. I digress. You guys want to...
You digress?
With the rest of the one with the gun, come get some. Say this last killer. The dog get punch, come get down. Follow the bone, follow the strong. Leave them alone, get the beyond. We never want to get down. And take it, taking the road.
My favorite part of this song was the chorus because it sounded really cool the way they were chopping back and forth between each other in the chorus. Chris, what the fuck does that mean? Is that
It's just my
Oh,
wall.
hold on. So Chris came up with this motion in the middle of another podcast that had nothing to do with this podcast. I just expected you all to know what the fuck this means.
What did you just do? I didn't
It's
even
my
see it.
wall. It's my 3 wall. Because we don't have chromites on this show, it's my
He
neutral
invented
wall.
this.
But I also did this on
Words,
He
I don't
Headspace
know.
came up with
yesterday.
this while we were
I'm
recording
tired,
Headspace.
guys. I'm fucking tired. This
I
song's
know.
boring. It's a 3. It's another
What
gangbanging
the
track.
fuck? This was so good.
This is just another gangbanging track. die, die, die. I kill you. Give me my drugs. I kill you. Fuck you.
But
Die,
it was
die,
more
die.
than that.
It's a very scary. It goes from like the last song, which is pretty chill about like smoking weed or whatever, to this song, which is like crazy and scary.
Look,
and
I
like
think
very
it's a
abrupt.
3.5, right? Because
I
it's
gave
really
it a
good.
3.5.
It's
I
just-
gave it a 3.
It's just busy and crazy, which is to add to its credit.
Yeah.
And it's got a story to it that's actually okay. Like they are fucking with some shit. The cops are involved, and they flip the situation. And
Yeah.
so it's
Well,
okay.
they get caught and held up and whatever.
Look, I don't
So-
think it's the greatest on the album, but it's definitely not bad. 3.5.
3.5.
Okay, let's jump ahead then to the next skit, Mr. Quija, because it's spelled with a Q.
No, Ouija's always
Mr.
been
Ouija,
spelled
like a
with
Ouija board.
Murder, will I die a bloody murder? Come again, dear Mr. Ouija. Could you please tell me my future?
Ouija.
Quija?
It's Quija, too, is how it's spelled, but they say Ouija
But
in
Well,
the
it's
song.
about the Ouija board because they're asking about their
board
future.
is also
Exactly.
spelled G-A, and you say Ouija. You don't
Yeah, I
say
don't know, but I
Ouija.
think the only dispute I have is the Q to the O, but maybe you're right. They wanted to censor it because Ouija board might have been taken like, oh, sorcery and shit because of the Christian America that exists, so I get it. But the song's
But it's not
about
the first time that they mention a Ouija board in one of their songs.
Yeah, but
Right, but
sometimes you
mentioning
can't
it is-
title, like, as it is, they're
You know,
pushing the
I get
demonism
it.
with it. And so this is a little of them kind of like asking for their fortune. Are they going to die? What's going to happen to them in a really cryptic, cool
Well,
way?
if they're gonna die a bloody murder, is really the question they're asking.
Well,
And I think this one has another one of those like things that if you play it backwards, it's going to tell you, some sort of demonic like message or something like that.
I give
I don't
this
know.
a 4.
I give it a 4. It's powerful, intense.
It's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Like, I have to give them credit, right? Whereas a lot of people kind of are lazy on their skits or interludes if they're going to put them in to break it
yeah,
up.
because this is another
Bone
like 66
Thugs,
seconds,
It
which is
took,
interesting that they use 66.
It's a minute 17.
You know.
That would be 77 seconds. Just saying.
Well, I had it for 66 seconds.
Spotify's open. We have it off camera.
All
Freaking.
right.
I'm not cutting this. The internet
Alright.
needs to know. Okay. But I liked it. It's a great interlude. It's not lazy. It's well composed, and it flows great with the motif of the album.
Yeah. I thought it was cool.
And anyway, anything else? No?
That's it.
Fuck
No.
it. Mo murder.
Mo murder. Mo murder.
Come again.
Interesting about this song is how uplifting.
Right?
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, it makes it feel like they have to go do all the mo murder.
Mo murder.
And that it is
Mo
their life, but
murder.
it's a means to an ends, and there is
Yeah.
a way out, and there is an escape. And that
And
beat-
again, that's why they're asking the Ouija board again in this song, like about their future, because they want to know that they can maybe like get out of this. Maybe.
and it's amazing. It just makes me feel like there's hope, and even the way they rap it, it sells hope and like inspiration.
No, but they're all scared that they're about to get murdered as well.
Yeah,
like
but
that
No,
they're
no,
no.
they're doing the murdering.
no, they're
Yes,
all asking.
okay,
they're
okay.
asking. They're like, when will I get killed?
No, because one of the Bone Thugs says it, and for the life of me, I can't fucking remember at the
Okay, go
moment.
on.
But he goes, can't get away from my shotgun.
Right. It's
Oh
a
yeah, I'm not
self-defense
saying
move.
that they're also not killing,
No,
but
but
they
to
also
be
know
fair,
that
they
they're.
can't get away from their shotgun because there's more murder all around them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And look, the way I see it though is they're wrapping it from a sense of they know they're gonna be okay with their circle of friends that they have. And basically, because of that, there's hope in this situation that all this is happening around them and they are terrified for their lives. But the way they delivered these bars felt just so uplifting. Like there is hope in the midst of all of this chaos and shit.
Yeah.
And I felt it was different than the other ones, which was more aggressive and whatever. This was an uplifting fucking banger. It is my
This is
favorite song
favorite
off this
song on the album.
Wow.
It's a
Favorite
5
song.
on 5.
5 on 5.
Absolutely fucking a 5
I've been
on
bumping
5.
this track every single
It's
fucking
just
morning for the last 2 weeks.
Like how Chris was trying to like describe how he felt like this made him want to go out there. I was just saying like I want to go out there and grind harder and do other terrible things hearing this song because it makes you believe that this is gonna work, you know?
Well, maybe after listening to this song more, I'll give it a 5. But I gave it a 4 for now because it is another great song. It's about, the thug life and everything. I think that it was cool. I liked the, it's what I thought was like chalkboard writing in the
Okay.
background. And I was thinking, again, going back to The Simpsons for some weird reason. I haven't watched it in years.
a good show.
But, like, you know, when, like, Bart's, like, writing as a punishment or as, like, a lesson, like, he's writing, like, maybe he's writing more murder, more murder, more murder, more murder. And, like, as sort of a reminder of, like, this is his life, or as also a reminder or maybe a punishment for all the murder that he has done.
Right.
It was a great
I
track.
thought that was kind of cool.
It is amazing.
Hey, one more on the album before we go to the other one.
The extra.
So, Shotz to the double Glock, which I don't know what to do with this song. There's like, okay, let me tell you all the people featured on this song.
Gates, Tombstone, Poetic Hustlers.
No, Poetic Hustlers. Okay, there's more. There's Tony Tone, there's Sin, there's Tombstone, there's Gates, there's Mohart, and there's Boogie Nicky, who I believe is the one from Poetic Hustlers. All these various people are on the fucking album, this song. Plus, all the bones are on this album. And I believe all these people are part of the Mo Thugs Collective. And what I understand is this is everybody from their hood, the double Glock. And they're just rapping a little bit of this, and it's just kind of shouting at their hood and how everybody's talented in the hood. But I noticed that only one of the dudes that was not part of this, that was not part of Bone Thugs, even stood up next to Bone Thugs in terms of talent.
Sin?
I don't remember.
Because Sin sounded creepy and weird.
No, I'm talking about just like talent, right? Like everyone who was kind of part of the collective sounded like a tier below the Bone Thugs guys, and it was really like visible as to who was the main roster and who was the background guys who opened for the main roster. And I don't know, it was a strange choice to me. It was like the only song that seemed to have features on it. It's at the end. I give it a 4 on 5. I don't know, it was strange. I didn't really think it was the greatest song, but it's got shots, pops, to the double. Whatever, it's got a nice chorus.
Pop, giving up shots to that double Glock. And you just keep saying that over and over again.
That's like everybody in the room is saying it's type, but
like it could be like a good song to like jam to, and like that's what I was feeling when I was like listening to it. So I gave it a 4.5. Like I thought it was like fun, and like I would definitely be like listening to that. I thought it was a unique ending because this was essentially like the original ending.
Yeah,
right.
It was just strange to do this, in my opinion, but still good track. 4 on 5.
4 on 5.
Okay.
There's not much to say to it for me, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of all of them are like this, and they're all a bigger circle of friends. All right, the last song we're gonna talk to you all about tonight is Crossroad.
And while I even know you're gone, you still got love on, my nigga, just rest your soul.
Who is this Wally guy?
I don't know, one of their close friends. So this is the original version of Crossroad that was put on the album before they swapped it with the other version of Crossroads.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I really like this song. Part of why I was like pushing for the reviews, because like my memories of this album, it has like this song in it in that place, and then the Crossroads is like the bonus track at the end. And then I was really confused on Spotify when they flipped it all up, and it was like, oh, so I guess that's what it is. But this song is great, man. That chorus is one of the sweetest choruses that they've done. Like, Wally, even though you're gone, and the harmonies and the layers they bring into it's really beautiful. And then each of them tells their own little personal verse about
like Crazy,
Wally.
Yeah, like Crazy just doesn't want to get murdered as well, and like he sees that he has something to live for, which is, you know, one of the first times that they're kind of talking about like they see something more that they can do with their lives now, maybe, and you know that he'll meet up with Wally like in the future when he dies, but he doesn't want to be there now. And, like, the cool thing I thought about this song was that Wish was kind of the one saying, like, put your guns down. Like, let's just be peaceful.
Or handle your shit with fists like men.
Yeah.
And I've always thought that was
you don't
really...
need to kill someone. You can just beat them up.
And the part is he said, but nah, they're just too drunk, right? Like, this is what it is. People are wiling out, getting drunk, and firing off shots without really thinking.
Yeah.
And I think that Wally represents the first time somebody in their crew got clipped. It's one of the first times they lost somebody dear to them, as opposed to all the crazy shit's going on. Because as much as shit's crazy, I mean, it might take a bit of time before you actually lose somebody in
Right.
your crew, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's reflected by one of them when they say the trues. I believe that's referring to their tightest peeps and shit. And,
Oh, this is. They also say something about like "not my dog," and it's spelled like DOGG on Genius, and so like that's like a kind of a direct shout out to Snoop Dogg. I thought that was kind of cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I caught that at least.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know if that is because it's D-O-double-G for Snoop Dogg.
No,
not
Yeah.
D-double-O-G.
No, I'm not. I
Yeah,
mean,
DOGG.
to be
Oh.
fair, that's just the person annotating it on Genius, and dog has always just meant my boy, my person.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, they both smoke a lot of weed, and there's a kind of like that Cali feel. And I know Easy and Snoop knew each other, so there's no way that these two didn't know.
Well, it's possible.
Was Easy really chilling with
'Cause
Dr.
Easy
Dre when
and
they were
Death Row were
producing?
No, but I'm saying that they all knew
You
each
gotta
other.
understand that they would have been like enemies on the Beef Crew at this point. He's riding with Ruthless Records, which was the enemies of Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Death Row in '95.
Yeah, but maybe they were like friends on the side.
You
and
know
like,
what?
You know?
When All Eyes on Me comes
Maybe it's like
out,
a Romeo and
hold
Juliet
on,
thing.
I'm certain we'll find out when All Eyes on Me comes out and we learn about the Tupac story, because in '95 it was going to be covered here. And
Well, this
we'll
is like
find
when
out.
stuff's starting to happen. Like Easy dies, like and this
Right,
is what
that's why
this
in
is
that
all about.
movies we're gonna find. If Bone Thugs appears, we know it. If Bone Thugs don't appear, then no.
Okay.
But an interesting point. What'd you guys give this? I give it a 4.5 on 5.
We
I
kind
gave
of
this a
sidetracked
4
there.
on 5.
4.5 on 5.
It's a great track. It's just not as
Good
good.
message.
It's not as
Be
good as the other
peaceful.
one.
More murder. More murder.
It's not exactly so direct. It's storytelling, man.
It's just a nice change that they're saying that like maybe murder isn't worth it.
Right.
All right, so I got one more little fun anecdote about Bone Thugs and Harmony before we wrap up here. There, or at least members of Bone Thugs, are the only people to date who have been able to work with Big Pun, Eazy-E, Tupac, and the Notorious B.I.G. before each of those artists respectively died. They're the only ones to have crossed all those lines, and
They met them at the crossroads.
well, they will, I
Or
suppose.
they will, of course, yeah.
But on that note, I gave this album a 4.35-ish on 5. It is a true classic. Like, they invented this style of music and brought it forth. And anyway, there's some beef about the real originators, but fuck it. Bone Thugs did this really amazingly, and I appreciate what they've done.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised by this album. It's definitely worth a listen to if you've never listened to it before. And coming from someone who doesn't really like listen to this genre of music or didn't used to, I guess, I would definitely say check this out. I gave it a 4.16, and that comes out to an 83, so it is definitely a classic.
And
Well,
Good
I
job,
gave
guys.
it a 4.2. It is a really great album.
Was anything going on about these lower marks before recording?
I
Yeah,
was.
you know.
I was.
He was all like, I gave it lower than a classic.
He didn't.
But I don't want
want
to get laughed at.
I
on the
didn't
internet.
wanted to give
add
it a
properly. I didn't add properly. I apologize, but initially I ended up giving it a 4.2. It is actually a really good album. Yeah, there's not much to say about it.
Nah, that's pretty good.
Good job, guys.
It's a good album. You really should listen to this one. Recommended by everybody here. On that note, we're gonna end this. It's been a long day for me, at least.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Next week we'll probably come back. We're thinking "License to Ill" by the Beastie Boys, though that's subject to change. Anyway,
I think that's what it's gonna be.
feel free to comment. Let us know how you feel. Like it, subscribe, and until the next time, we look forward to being corrected by you folks in the comments.
Yeah, thank you for everything.
Take it easy,
Especially
people.
you, Aaron. You're my boy.